I was pleased to see all the hard work that she had done. She was actually at peace, calm, relaxed, and gentle in her bed of dying. Just last week she was agitated and unable to focus, worried by dreams and impressions. She gracefully reached out and draped her hand over mine. "It's so good to see you, Father." "It's good to see you too, Harriet. You look so fresh and at ease. You must have been very busy this week," I said. "I have been." Harriet is yet another hospice patient who has affirmed the power of letting go, forgiveness, and good hard work in trying to integrate and reconcile pain, anger, and separation. She has shown me that we all carry baggage with us, and, for all of us, moments will emerge when it becomes apparent that it's time to put the baggage down and move on, time to walk with no grasp, no care, no responsibility. The week prior to this visit, Harriet was in mental distress and turmoil. She was having a frightening dream about her loved ones chasing her about and picking at her skin with their long, bony fingers. They were scary. They looked like ghosts, like specters, and all of them were dead. They would not leave me alone. We had spent some time that day talking about these haunting dreams. As time wore on, Harriet related to me all of the loved ones were not only dead, but they were all people with whom Harriet had some unfinished business. They were people who had snubbed her, had ignored her after she married. It became clearer and clearer to Harriet as she spoke that these relatives were visiting her for a reason. They were trying to tell her something. She insisted they were coming to her for forgiveness. They wanted to be set free from some kind of limbo. They were there for themselves. I reflected to her, that sounds plausible. I then asked if it were not possible that maybe they were picking at you to help you out of your situation. Maybe they're not here so much to get off of the hook as to let you off of the hook. I mean, if they wanted to get off the hook themselves, couldn't they wait a few weeks to see you face to face and beg? She agreed. Is it possible, Harriet, that all of this agitation and picking you are feeling is attached to some anger or abandonment that you might be holding on to? Could those feelings be attached to the way your relatives treated you? Maybe they're picking at you to try to get you to say something, sort of picking something out of you. Or maybe they're trapped in your heart and mind and are trying to get out. There was a long pause. Harriet agreed. She said that there were things that she was holding on to concerning those relatives, and maybe that's why they were tormenting her. It had not occurred to her that her dream could be about helping her out of her own anguish. I told her it was common for us to think about forgiveness in terms of letting other people free, but in fact, it may be more about freeing up things in ourselves and improving the space we inhabit inside of ourselves. So often, we view forgiveness and reconciliation as an outward flowing energy and gift. Forgiveness flows out from us to another person to heal them, but in most cases, the strongest healing action of forgiveness is an inward flowing energy and gift. Forgiveness allows us to let go of the pain, anger, humiliation, and responsibility associated with actions and responses of others. Forgiveness is not always about helping other people to be set free or for them to receive grace and healing. Forgiveness is also about setting ourselves free from things we have held on to for too long. This was the case for Harriet. I was reminded that each of us have a unique story we are writing through the living of our lives. If we can step back and look at all of the chapters at once, or from some distance, we may get an understanding of some of the underlying currents and themes. In this case, Harriet was allowing herself to be pestered by her dead relatives so she could heal some inner wounds before she died. What a dream. Harriet told me of the forgiveness she offered her relatives. I closed my eyes and pictured each of them, each relative, one at a time. I told them how much they had hurt me. I told them that they had been cruel. I told them I was not happy with what they did, nor did I think it reflected any kindness, but that I would forgive them so I could move on and become more loving. I told them that I was not going to hold on to the pain and the hurt and anger anymore. I did not need it. If they wanted to accept this forgiveness, it was up to them. I put down the suitcase I had been holding and brushed off my hands. Then I gave each of them a piece of fruit and asked them to try to be kind to me. I walked away. I felt so calm and clear. I felt like I had moved ahead and become free. I could not believe the change in her appearance. Even as she told me the work she had done, she became lighter, freer. She was at ease. Harriet died that week. She died peacefully in her sleep. The day before she died, she dreamed of a beautiful walk on the beach. There were no pestering relatives, just miles of rhythmic pounding waves and the hypnotic serenity that they bring, a freedom from carrying nothing. I'm continually amazed at the depth of the human spirit. Our lives are intricately woven, wired, and connected. It seems everything that happens in our lives is somehow a part of or a step to some other place in our lives. Amazing. Simply amazing. I thank all of the hospice patients who have helped me feel this and find this. They have helped me by all of their hard work. Thank you. Period. This article was published in 1999 by Bereavement Magazine. I wrote it after spending time with Harriet and actually seeing her progress through her care in hospice to a place where she was able to arrive at that sacred and peaceful beach after dealing with long-term family issues by just simply addressing these people in a quiet reflection or an inner imaginative conversation that she had with these dead relatives. Absolutely amazing.